Okay, so Rob Kardashian is full of crap because he is definitely lying in court to try to push a narrative about Blac Chyna along with the rest of his family. Before we get into Rob's testimony, I do want to mention that Blac Chyna looked great going into court yesterday. She had on a white turtleneck. She looked great. She's been killing it. I'm sure the entire family and Blac Chyna all have stylists for this court battle. Maybe not Rob, because he showed up wearing a black shirt and just kind of like his same old like frumpy outfit. But he had a lot to say about Blac Chyna, and I'm not buying it. He's claiming he never loved Blac Chyna, like he did not love her. Okay, hold up. We just recently spoke about Kim Kardashian's testimony where she shared how upset Rob was over the breakup and how he wanted their relationship to work out. So, the testimonies aren't adding up. He claims he met Blac Chyna during the worst point in his life, after he left the hospital for diabetes treatment. Jeez. He said there was no real love. The engagement and the photos were all for her to pitch a show the next day. He's really trying to do her dirty, acting like he didn't love the show himself. I don't know. I guess Rob was at his lowest point, but at the same time, he finally got his own show. He's out from underneath the shadow of his siblings. He has this relationship. I feel like there are some good times, and you can't like act like everything was so bad. They're really trying to make Blac Chyna seem like she is the absolute villain. So, things were good at some point. He claims that the troubles began when they were expecting a baby. The Kardashian family planned a baby shower, but Chyna wasn't invited, so he chose not to attend either. That sounds extremely toxic. She got upset, so I sided with her over my family, and we had separate baby showers with her friends. There were 100 different times before that she was disrespectful to my family. Ooh. He also acknowledges that their relationship moved fast. And honestly, I think we can all agree that their relationship was toxic, but it was toxic from both sides. He does admit that he actually asked Chyna to marry him because they were going to have their baby, Dream Kardashian. He also claims allegedly that she got physical with him at least 5 times in their relationship. And of course, there's that one night in December in 2016 where they really went at it. Rob testifies that the night started off humorous and playful, and they were throwing money at each other, seen in Snapchat videos shown in court. Rob says that after doing a bunch of substances, and alcohol, that's when Chyna and him started, Chyna supposedly started fighting up on him. He goes into detail about that night where Chyna supposedly took the iPhone cord and, tried to strangle him with it. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared of YouTube's rules. But he claims that he hired security because of this incident, because he feared for his life after Chyna. Where was the security before? Like, this family is huge. Like, they should have security and security cameras everywhere. That's something that's been bothering me recently, is there's not a lot of evidence. Like, they were showing Snapchat videos of them throwing money. What is that supposed to, like, confirm? It doesn't confirm anything. And with this family who has a home that's built for reality television, they don't have any like security cameras. And of course, Corey Gamble is involved, and this is where I feel like the lies are starting to really pick up. So they're all claiming that Chyna tried to unalive Rob Kardashian. Corey started off by sharing that Kris Jenner is his partner in life. And that he heard the fight over the phone when Kris put it on speaker, and wasn't pretty. By Chyna, was allegedly threatening Rob. Corey says that he heard Chyna say, "Rob, F you, I'm going to unalive you, you fat F word." And Chyna denies all of this, which is difficult for her because she's got a whole family together who, could be speaking about this and forming a story, pushing a narrative, and she's really just got herself. It's their word versus her word, and it's a lot of them because we don't have a lot of great evidence. Corey claims he parked behind Rob's car and headed to the front door, which was unlocked. How? Like, this just doesn't sound right to me. How was the home unlocked? Like, these are the Kardashians. Okay. So he went alone. Kris wanted to go too, but he said stay put because he feared the situation could be dangerous. And then when he opened the door, he heard Chyna yelling at Rob, saying all this stuff. Once inside, Corey claims that he saw Chyna about 7 feet away from Rob, and she was holding a large rod of some sort in her hand, which she dropped when she saw Corey. Chyna ran towards Rob and picked up a long cord, and that's when she supposedly tried to wrap it around his neck and do all of that. Corey says he jumped in between them to break it apart, and he was hit in the process. Rob told him to get the hell out of here. Oh, I'm getting stressed out reading this. Corey says that Chyna took off after Rob tried to leave, telling the jury that she was furious and wanted to keep attacking, but Corey says he stopped her from chasing after Rob and even tried to hide her keys. Realizing that he had blocked in Rob's car with his own, Corey went outside and moved his car, but when he did, Chyna jumped back on Rob and continued. Ooh, wow. And again, like, I'm sorry, but like, there's no security cameras outside. Like, we're outside at this point. There's no camera that is. Okay, so this is the story that Corey's telling. And again, maybe it did happen. Blac Chyna has a temper. We've seen it, you know, before on the shows. But like, I don't know. It's just like something sounds so off about this. And keep in mind, they're all fighting at Kylie Jenner's home. So I'm like, Kylie Jenner definitely has a bunch of security cameras at her home, like that they're living in. And there has been some video footage that has been shown in court of supposedly, I guess, like, I think it's like Rob walking with like a ripped shirt, but it's like, it doesn't tell much. Corey then says that Chyna then took a patio chair and threw it at Rob's car, hitting the front, and then tried to grab a small table and throw it as well. But then Corey stopped her, which there should be, I guess, photos of the car damage and maybe even record of the car getting fixed if this all happened. Blac Chyna's lawyer actually made a great point about this fight. If Rob was hurt so badly by Chyna and had this severe beating, then why didn't she go to the hospital like after the fight? That just didn't really make sense to me. He claims that Chyna has a history of doing this with her baby daddies, but again, doesn't really explain like did you go and like where'd you go to heal after this horrific fight. Chloe also testified and claimed that she thought that their relationship was toxic, and it seems like Chloe's stance is very similar to Kim's stance in the sense that they were kind of like threatening E and telling E that they weren't going to continue to do the show or work with the network if their show's going on, which is kind of the basis of Chyna's lawsuit, that the family tried to convince the network to cancel her show, and it seems like Chloe was a part of that. Chloe sent an email to an E executive. We are even considering not moving forward with our show if theirs continues. That's how strongly we feel this is damaging to our family. So she's telling the E show like, hey, we're gonna drop your biggest show if you don't cancel this show. That's like, of course they're like working together to pretty much cancel their show, and Chloe has emails that are like great for Chyna's case. Chloe didn't deny sending these emails, but she claims that the emails were about their relationship, not the show, which doesn't sound like that. There was a bump in the road for Blac Chyna because someone who she called to the stand as a witness actually said some stuff that didn't work in her favor. Blac Chyna's own witness admits that Rob and Chyna season 2 never officially existed, which isn't good for Chyna. So this guy named Mosley worked at E, and he worked with Chyna to help her land the show Rob and Chyna in the first place. And he said after the first season ended, there were a lot of people at E who were trying to sideline his ability, I guess, to push a second season to get that started. And once he entered negotiations, like the network, I guess, wasn't necessarily on board, or at least hadn't agreed at this point to have a second season. Honestly, I'm calling BS there too, because remember the night of their fight, the night where they were throwing that money in the Snapchat videos, that was the same day that the network pushed the fact that they were going to put out a second season. I just don't I can't mentally process putting together an ad and promoting a second season that technically did not exist. But there is some good news for Blac Chyna. This is some personal news for Blac Chyna. So in Encino, California, which is near Los Angeles, Blac Chyna has a store called Lashed Cosmetics, and it has a bunch of different services like body sculpting, teeth whitening, lash extensions, all of that. And she recently opened it. It was closed, I guess, like in July, but it's now recently opened. So that's good for Blac Chyna. She's got some business going on. Comment below what you guys think about this situation. I think Rob Kardashian is capping. I never use that word, but I think he's capping. And I think this is a proper time to use that word. But let's go ahead and open this P.O. Box package item. It says like something weird on the title. I might not even read any of this. It might be something weird. Let's see. Oh no. Okay, I'm not going to actually talk about this because it's something weird promoting something I don't know about. So, I was gonna say thank you, but actually this is like something weird and it doesn't even say who it's from, and I'm kind of scared. So, bye guys.